Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I will be sharing my meal, which is curry aloo or curry potato together with some bunjal chicken or curry chicken dried down nice and spicy, and a detailed version of this soft and tasty dal puri. So come with me, let me show you how I will be putting this meal together. And now that the water has come to a rolling boil, I am going to add in my split peas or dal. And this has been washed thoroughly, and remember to check this dal, making sure that there is no little stones in there, because sometimes you may buy loose dal and you may tend to get some little stones or pebbles or so in there. Now in goes some turmeric. Some of you may refer to this as saffron powder or haldi, whatever name you choose to call it. It's optional. So now I'm going to allow this to boil for like 15 minutes or so. You do not need this to overboil, so I will be checking this at intervals. And as you can see, when it starts bubbling, you will get some of this froth at the top here. Have no fear, it is not spoiled or anything like that, because it is peas. Peas have a tendency to release this at the top. So all you gotta do is just remove it and allow the dal to continue boiling. Can remove as much as you want, but when you come back 5 minutes later, you will see some more. This is about 10 minutes into the boiling process and it is not ready as yet. So I will leave this to continue boiling until I get the desired softness. It has been 20 minutes now that this is boiling, and as you can see, it starts splitting there. That's what you want, and you know it is all done and ready to be drained out. And I believe it boiled just a little bit too much. What I'm going to do here now is just add some cold water over it to stop the boiling process. This is one way to stop it from cooking further. I've tilted it like this so all the excess water will drain out, and I will have the fan in front of it. These are the ingredients that I will be using to flavor up that dal when I'm grinding it. Here I have a hot pepper, garlic, and some shadow beni or bandania. Now you can use scallion if you choose to, but I do not use scallion when I'm doing dal puri. Set that aside, and in goes the chicken that has already been washed and drained out properly. Fresh green seasoning, and this seasoning, it has celery, chive, parsley, pimento, hot pepper, garlic, onion, and bandania. Salt, black pepper, some chicken seasoning, of course ketchup, a bit of sazon, a good mixing. Make sure all the pieces of chicken is well mixed in to all the seasoning here. All the pieces have been well coated with the seasoning, so in goes this hot pepper. I'll just use one for the time, my fine time, and allow this to marinate until I am ready for it. It will be like a good 1.5 hours or so. Let's peel up these potatoes now. And I know a lot of you may think that I am peeling this potato very deep, but no, I am not peeling it deep, because the phone is very close to this potato. It seems as though I am peeling it very deep. I gave the potatoes or the aloo a good 2 to 3 washing, and now I'm going to keep it in this water here until I am ready for it. Remember, this will turn black if you do not keep this in water. So I'm going to set this aside here now and let us take care of the dal. The dal is nicely cooled down here. Look how nice and dry it is. You see? Let's set up the mill now. Alright guys, so the mill is all set up and waiting here, and this is a little trick I'm going to show you. If you want to prevent the dal from falling out, all you have to do is take a piece of foil paper, make a little neck here, slip it inside here, and just tuck it in like this. So no dal will be falling to the floor. I do not have the top piece for this. It usually comes with a top piece, but I do not have it. And we are all set now. In goes the dal. Now, if you have a food processor, by all means, you can use your food processor. I tried it, and food processor is not my styling of making dal puri. I will use my old-time method of this dal mill, and I will be pleased with the outcome. This may take a longer time, but at the end, I get the result that I am looking for. And now that I have reached about halfway in grinding this dal, I will add the flavors in here now. In goes the garlic, and for dal puri, I do not recommend garlic powder. If you choose to use garlic powder as an option, it is totally up to you, but I do not recommend it. Hot pepper, and goes the bandanya. That was easy. And we shall continue grinding until we finish all that dal. Okay, so the dal is done grinding here now. Let's add some more flavors in here. And in goes the salt and the jeera. And this is the jeera I use at all times, Chief brand. It's a good mixing. It smells good already. Everything is well mixed in here now. Look at that guys. The dal is so nice and fine. So what I'm gonna do here now is set this aside, and it's time to chunky up the curries. These are the ingredients that I will be using to chunk it up with. Here I have the onion, pimento peppers, hot pepper, some fine thyme, which I'm going to use in the curry potato, but fine thyme, a lot of people do not like it, so it is optional. I like it, so I'm going to use it. And of course the curry leaves that I will add in both of the curries. I'm going to prepare the curry for the chicken first, and here I have my curry powder. Of course, it's Chief. I'm going in with some of this, some jeera or cumin, a little turmeric, I am making the curry chicken really chatak, so I am going in with my duck and goat curry powder. I am doing the curry potato or the curry aloo very mild, hence the reason why I am doing it separately. And of course I have my green seasoning to add into there. Now for the curry potato or the curry aloo. Same curry I'm using, but I am using less of jeera. And guys, I know some of you may ask if I'm not using garam masala. No, I'm not using garam masala because it is too heavy for my stomach. So this is all that I'm using for the curry potato. I have the onion, pepper, pimento, and all that good stuff in here. So let's head over to the stove here now and start cooking. And I'm going to chunk it 2 pots at the same time. This one is heating up first, so let's start off with him. In goes some meaty or fenugreek. Now while that is toasting up there nice and light brown, let's add the oil in here. And go some curry leaves, onion. Alright, this is ready here now. With the curry powder, jeera. You're going to allow this to fry down nicely till it gets nice and grainy. Step across here now. It's more or less the same thing we're going to do, but remember this is the spicy one. Guys, I forgot to add some green seasoning in that curry, so I'm going to add some green seasoning in there now. And the fine thyme. In goes the curry leaves, onion, pepper, pimento. You can add the water before, or you can just toss this up just like this, a couple of seconds, and add the water. Either which way you choose, it works fine. Fresh grind seasoning. Cover this and allow this to cook until it's nice and grainy. Let's check the other pot now. So this is getting nice and grainy here now. Let me give it just about half a minute or so. Curry is ready, and in goes the potato. Everything well. Cover this on low heat and allow this to cook just for about 2 minutes or so before adding the hot water in there. This one is almost ready here too. I am multitasking really good today. And goes a pinch of salt here as well. That salt is to flavor the curry. We already have salt in the chicken, so that pinch of salt is just to flavor the curry. That's good there now. So in goes the well seasoned chicken. Now that this is well turned up here, I am going to cover this and allow the chicken to release the natural juice here, or as you will call it, the fresh water. I'll check it back in the next 5 minutes or so. I do not want this to start sticking at the bottom here. This doesn't have any natural juice to release like the chicken. In goes the hot water. Now let's see what's happening here. As you can see, the natural water is still releasing. I'm gonna cover this back down and allow it to continue doing its own magic there. Checking on the potato now. That is bubbling away. As you can see, the water has been released here now. I did add some parsley. Of course, for those of you who follow me would know I love my parsley when I am almost the end of cooking my curry meat. And I did say I am making it spicy, so in goes some additional pepper. In goes some wiri pepper there now. And hot water to finish cook this. Make sure the chicken is nice and tender. So while this is cooking there now, the potato is cooking on the other stove, I am going to mix the flour, because we do not want to mix that flour ahead of time for it to get soft, and I do not have time to cook the roti. Here I have my flour. Here goes baking powder. A little bit of ghee in here. Add butter, a pinch of salt. I like my dal puri nice and golden color, so I usually use a little bit of turmeric powder in here. Very little bit. I've seen some people using the water from the dal that was boiling. I've seen that as well. So you can totally omit this turmeric powder in here, but I just like it nice and golden color, hence the reason why I like adding that. You can use a little bit of yeast in here too, but I am not accustomed using yeast in roti. To me, I think that is for bread and other pastries. That is my personal opinion. Let me know in the comments below if you use yeast in your dal puri or your bus up shot. If you have any other ingredient that you add to your dal puri, you can let me know as well, so that maybe one day I can try your method as well. Clean the bowl as we go along. Just mix this for another minute or so. This is good as it is. Covering this with a damp paper towel, because we do not want any unwanted crust at the top there. We're leaving this to sit for like about 10 minutes. Okay, so let's make the loya or the dough ball here now. As I did not use any specific measurement for this, I just eyeball the flour and eyeball the baking powder. But for every 1 cup of flour, the standard measurement is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We do not want it too tight, so we just fold it in like this again, and just like that. I'm going to cover back this with the paper towel. Allow this to sit for like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to put the filling in there. And these two will be done at any time now. Let's check this one first. Nice. As you can see, the potato is nice and soft. the gravy is not too runny, because remember, when this cools down it will get thick. I tasted the salt already and the salt is perfect. So what I'm going to do here now, I am going to turn off this stove. Look at that, guys. I love seeing my specks of seasoning in my curries, so you know that there's flavor in there. Do you like a curry aloo with sada, roti, dal, puri, or bus up shot? Let me know in the comments. What do you prefer it with? So this is done. Stove is off. Okay, as you can see here, this has a thick gravy. When this cools down, it will thicken up on the meat as well. Look at all that flavor inside it, guys. Nice, rich, thick, and very flavorful. So I will leave this open here for just about 2 to 3 minutes and turn off the stove. I do not want it with a long, thick gravy. This is perfect here. Nice thick gravy. Perfect for a wrap roti. No dry chicken here. So I have the curry aloo done and the chicken is now finished. Nice thick gravy. You can tell this chicken is well seasoned. So I'm going to turn the stove off here now. It's time to start filling up these babies now. Let me show you step by step how I'm going to do this. First thing we're going to do is put some flour in here. Massage this flour in nicely. Taking a handful of dal, cupping it in here. And you pull in the ends like this. Take your thumb and push it down. If you think it has less dal, well, you can add more. I think it has a little less, so I'm going to add some more here. And just like that. Seal it up. I'm going to add some flour here. Stretch it out like this. Make sure there's enough flour so that will move nicely when you're baling this or when you're rolling it out. So make a nice little ball like this. Putting it in here. Take the ends, bring it in. Use your 2 thumbs, push it down, turn it like this. Take 1 thumb, press it down, turn it again, 1 thumb, push it down, and there you have it. Seal it up right here. I'm going to cover this back here while I put up my tower and start rolling it out. So this is the first one that I filled. I'm going to press it down like this. Try to push the dal to the ends as much as possible. Same thing on the other side, because we want that dal to be evenly distributed. We do not want half to be with dal and the next half there's no dal in it. So we're gonna start to roll it here now. And how I do my dal puri, I roll it in a circular motion. This is a technique, it comes with practice. It took me a long time to do this like rolling it like this without tearing it up. And you want to focus on the ends, because I do not like a dal puri with a thick end. See how nice and thin this is, and you can see that the dal is evenly distributed here. You can see it. You can see the thickness of this, and when I say the thickness, what I mean is how thin it is. And yes, this is a big dal puri, guys. I do not believe in making small dal puri. That is wasting my time. I have a 15-inch tower and I make good use of it. Tower is hot here now. With my oil. Gently turn this with your turning utensil, whether it be a spatula, a dabbler, a knife, or whatever you're using. You would try not to burst this when you're turning, and lightly oil it on this side. Turn, oil it on this side. Make sure get all the ends. You do not want any hard ends. You don't want any stiff edges. Nice light brown spots there. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Let me turn it around and show you. Please do not burst this so that the steam will come on your hand. It is a very, very bad burn you will be getting. Perfect dal puri. As you can see, the entire roti had dal and it swelled up all over. And there you have it. Curry potato or curry aloo, that spicy curry chicken, of course, the soft and delicious dal puri. So remember, if you like this video, please give me that nice big thumbs up. Leave me a comment at the bottom. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I do hope that you will consider subscribing. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.